So, as some of y'all know and have seen in my other videos, I had done a good portion of work on Cthulhu almost a year ago, and then kind of just got into a funk. Didn't really feel like doing much painting or even doing very much in the way of videos. But something lit a fire under my tail. CMON's Expo convention was canceled. The physical convention was canceled. They recently put out notice that there will be a virtual convention this weekend, May 16th and 17th. And that kind of lit a fire to my butt to finish painting Cthulhu, because one of the contests they are running is a painting contest. I've never actually entered any real painting contest because I never really thought my skills were up to par with anyone else that would be entering one of those contests. But I just said screw it, and I just turned away both of my days off trying to finish this brute. So let's flip the camera around and show him off. So here he is in all of his glory. For these runes here, I kind of dry brushed in stages. Let's see, what did I use? Void Shield Blue, Crystal Blue, and Electric Blue, all from Army Painter on those runes, both front and back, and I'll spin them around to show you in a minute. But on top of those, I did something real special, and I will show that at the end. The eyes, I did orange, and I just cheaped out. I used the contrast Griffhound orange for those eyes. For these tentacles on his face, that took some work. I started with a coat of, what is this, Warlock Purple and Orc Blood mixed together. And then I thinned out, where is that wash that I made? I had used a contrast paint, or maybe it was the actual GW purple wash. I can't find it. Pretty sure it was the purple wash from Games Workshop that I used. And I just thinned it out a little bit more. I'm drawing a blank on the name of that color now. But anyway, I just thinned it out a little bit because I didn't want it to be too heavy. And I put a layer of that on there. And in some of the deeper shadowed areas, I let it be a little heavier than I wanted on the other parts. Excuse me. Then, after all that dried, I did a dry brush highlight on some of the raised areas, and I did the Warlock Purple with a little bit of Orc Blood, and then straight Warlock Purple, and then some Warlock Purple mixed with some Centaur Skin for some of these highest points there. For inside these kind of openings here, all I did for that was I went through a lot of Seraphim Sepia, getting those on there. Same with some of these boils that are on his shoulder. The nails, I did a base of Wraithbone, and then I mixed together a combination of Militarum Gray and Apothecary White first, and you can kind of see that right there. That's what it comes out to. And did a coat of that over all the nails, and same with the little talons or claws, whatever you want to call them, on the wings. And then on top of that, after that dried, I did a wash with some Cassandora yellow. Threw that on there, and then wiped it away, and then put a little bit more on there, and then wiped that away until it got to the point where I was happy with it. Kind of still wanted nails after talking with Chris Francis, since one, this is his model, but also he knows much more about Cthulhu than I do. And so we wanted to have those nails to still have that like sickly green color that is typically pictured with Cthulhu. For the base, I had gone over what I did for the base coats on that before. Xandri dust for the sand and Gorthur brown, I believe it was, for the stones and the rocks and everything. And then I just shaded up on the rocks with Baneblade brown and where did it go? I can't find anything. Rakarth flesh. For the sand, and I also washed all the ground and rock and everything except Cthulhu with Agrax Earthshade. After doing that, I highlighted up on the sand with some more Xandri dust, and then I lightened up the Xandri dust a little bit with some Wraithbone, and then I hit some little higher areas with that. And then after that, I took some Xandri dust and one of the yellows from Games Workshop. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a bright yellow, not Flash Gits, but one of the other bright yellows. And I was gonna highlight some of the sand with that, and I thought it was too bright still for where I was going with it. So I ended up taking some moon dust, which on here it looks bright, but it's much more muted than it appears. Mix that with some Xandri dust and got, that more of a sand color for those more raised areas. And I did that all around. And then the wings, which the hardest part with those wings is after they were primed and base coated with Death Guard green, it was hard to tell where the talons were supposed to be on some parts. You can see on some of these, like that one looks like that talon is a longer one. This one over here looks like it's a much shorter one. And all of them were like that, so I kind of just had to guesstimate for those with how they were supposed to be. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Now, let me show you the cool stuff. Hold on. I'm gonna keep the camera going. We're gonna go turn the light off. It's all my artwork on the wall. Basement's a wreck because it always is. I'm gonna turn this light off and show what I think is probably the coolest thing on here. So obviously you see nothing right there now. The runes, I made them glow. The runes glow. The ground in front of the runes, because obviously that glow has to resonate outward, right? Ground glows. Rune glows. Ground glows. Eyes. Baby, those eyes glow too. So I took some mica powder and mixed it and dissolved it as much as I could so it wasn't as grainy, especially when I'm putting it on those eyes. So it wasn't as grainy. And on the rocks it didn't really matter because it's rocks. It's gonna be coarse and grainy. That's fine. But mix it together, and then for the rocks I kind of just blotted it in there and worked it into those runes. And there's here's what I mean. The runes are on front and back. So the UV reactive glowing mixture I made is on the front and the back. All 8 of the eyes glow. All 4 of the runes glow. The ground in front of the runes glow. The one on the back, I didn't make any of the ground glow because none of them, they're pointed more of an upward direction. They don't necessarily hit the wings. They don't really hit anything that would show that lighting that I could tell. So I kind of just left those with just the back of the runes glowing. But that's it. Lord Cthulhu is completed, and we're going to enter him in the CMON painting contest. So please wish me luck. That's all for Cthulhu. Thanks, everybody.